Hello, my name's Dan Tracy. Some of you will know me, some of you won't. That doesn't really matter too much. Hopefully though, you're all going to like the work I'm just about to demonstrate to you in this video. And what it is, it's a Premier League stats model. With the end of the season now happening, thankfully, from a sort of working point of view, because I'm knackered after 9 months of writing, analysing, etc, etc. It's time to sort of summarise everything that's happened in terms of a statistical model. And this, I think, has allowed me to do so. It's not, too many bells and whistles behind it. Quite rudimentary in the fact it's Excel. But at the same time, it sort of shows what you can do if you've got the nous, the inclination, I guess the interest. But here we can sort of look at it from a content point of view. We can use these stats to provide written content. I can also look at it from a betting point of view and the stats that are produced from this. Not only that, but we can use it as a template for different leagues. Also, we can backdate extra data so we can feed more in. We can use this as the genesis point for next season and sort of go in the other direction. There's loads of different ways we can look at this, but ultimately we need to know how it works, and it works like this. So as you can see here, you've got column A in the data tab because any model without any data is going to be defunct. It won't work. So column A is 10 Premier League results. This is the last results of the season, so obviously not necessarily last Sunday, depending on when you watch this video. As you can see here, you've got one example, Watford West Ham. So that's the home team and the away team. Then you've got the value 14. You're thinking, what's 14? That is the amount of home goals scored and the amount of away goals scored. They're merged together, but we're going to sort that out in a minute. Then you've got these two values merged together. They're XG. What's XG? That's expected goals, depending on sort of chances that have actually taken place and the goals that they should have scored in the game. And you've got 10 examples of that in a list. As you can see there at the bottom, there's the final one, Manchester City, away at Brighton. So I'm just going to make it a bit smaller so you can see it in full context and how it works. So as you can see, it's not in the sort of neatest of formats, and it's not really something we can work with. That is until we hit this macro button. As you can see here, there you go. It's sort of spat it out, all neat and trimmed. As you can see, you've got the home team now with their goals, the away team there with their goals, the XG home, the XG away, and there's also some blank values. I'm thinking, well, why are they blank? That's when the home team doesn't score. It's just a formatting issue that we're going to work around in a minute. So once we've got that all trimmed and neat, it can go in our results tab, which I'm just going to get to the bottom of now. And I think I've already got it in here in true Blue Peter fashion. Yep, here's one I made earlier. So as you can see, you've got all 380 Premier League results in one long list. You're thinking, okay, well, what can we do with that? Quite a lot as it goes, actually. And this is why, because we've got the home and away team, the scores, their XG values, okay? You've also got the outcome of the result. So if the home team won, if the away team lost, you've got a W and L. If the two scores are the same, you've got a draw there, D and D, perfect. You've got the points that those outcomes would derive. You've got the XG values if you use those... the XG goals, shall I say. If you use those values and then round them up or round them down accordingly. Then you've got the home outcome of the rounded up values. You've got those points that they are linked with. You've got the comparison between a real match result and the XG match result. If it's true, it's a match. If it's false, it's not a match. The change, if it's negative, obviously, if there's no change, then it's just none. If there is a change, obviously we can see if the XG was better or worse off. So actually you can see here that it's negative in terms of Manchester United versus Leicester for Manchester United. In the real result, they won 2-1. According to XG, though, it would have been a 2-2 draw, so that's a negative change. Then you've got a positive change if it flips the other way. And the total goals scored in the game, the under-over market, depending on the goals. So you can see here, 3 goals is under 3.5 and over 2.5. Then there's a breakdown of where that particular value sits. So as it's under 3.5, it sits there. As you can see, it's not under 0.5, it's not under 1.5, it's not under 2.5. Well, strictly it is that, but its exact sort of cut-off point is 3.5, and I'll get to that in a minute. And then also the same for over. So if it's over 2.5, it's not strictly 0.5, it's not strictly 1.5. It is all of those in theory, but its cut-off point is over 2.5 goals when you score 3. The bust, that's 0-0 draw. More of that in a minute. And then you've got the same kind of process for just the home team, the same kind of process for just the away team. So now we've got a model which, using those under-over market captures, tells us the split of just how many times each of those outcomes happened. So for Manchester City, they played only 2 games, including their opponents. So this is total goals, which were under 0.5. So 2 0-0 draws. But you can also see that 6 of their matches resulted in just 1 goal. 7 of their matches resulted in just 2 goals. 8 of their matches under 3, and so on and so forth. And then you've got the flip side of the over. So 6 of their matches were exactly 0.5 in terms of what you could have got away with in their sort of exact threshold outcome. 1.5 was 7, 2.5 was 8, and so on and so forth. There's a percentage split of how that works, but that doesn't really tell the full story. So what we need is, like I say, if a game is under 2.5, it can also be under 0.5, under 1.5. So we need to sort of get our heads around how that is actually all totaled up and where the sort of thresholds of these matches lie. So you can see here, Manchester City, we've got a 2, a 6 and a 7, which actually is 15 times that under 2.5 could happen. So in 15 of their 38 matches, you could have bet on under 2.5 coming in and you would have won some money. And then, all the examples, same again for 3.5, going up to 8.5, which didn't happen this season, but it happened in the game between Everton and Tottenham, so it has to be factored in somewhere. And then you've got the flip side of the over. So bust is 0-0. And then you've got, in 36 of their 38 matches, you could have bet on over 0.5 and won money. 1.5 you would have got away with that 30 times. 2.5 you would have got away with that 23 times. And again, the sliding scale of that. And then the next tab is just the percentage split of that amalgamation summary, when you can sort of see how many times you can get away betting on which one. And then you've got simply a home split, like in the main table, doing exactly the same. You've got an away split doing, again, exactly the same in terms of the layout and such. Then you've got, in terms of XG, we've got the real Premier League table, how that finished, some extra context in terms of shots and shot conversion. And then you've also got the XG table. So that's all the XG values, which are then equated into a real score. We've added them all together, as you can see here. There's loads of sort of, well, actually no, where is it? The calculation. So there's loads of different calculations here. But here's the final table, and you can see just how things differ. For example, Manchester City got 98 points in real life. XG though, 97. Liverpool, 97 points in real life. XG, 86. So a massive drop off. So you can see here, there's the difference in those two tables. You can see that Liverpool got 11 XG points less than in real life. So again, that sort of beds into context about, the efficiency of taking shots and goals and all that and so on and so forth. But that is a discussion for another day. So really, that's a relatively quick overview. There's so much detail I want to go in, but I also want to grab your interest also. So if this has grabbed your interest and you'd like to discuss this with me more from a commercial point of view, or tipsters, or content, I think, like I say, there's definitely loads of ways we can sort of split this and try and build on that, whether it's, like I say, going forward, different leagues, resource from me, or the tools you want to use, then yeah, let's have a discussion. But like I say, I hope that really has grabbed your interest. Truth be told, it only really took me, about 3-4 hours to make, but I think there's a lot of work and value in that, and I hope it's of value to you also. So that's it from me, signing off, and let's have a discussion on the other side. Thanks very much.